Okay, let's jump right in. There's this offer that really made me look twice.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw what was being proposed, I had to read it again. So today, we're diving deep into something pretty unique. It's a special bundle being offered with an annual subscription to Lenny's newsletter.
Exactly. You sent over the announcement, both the actual newsletter and a text version. It's quite something.
Right.
So for everyone listening, our mission today is basically to unpack what's in this bundle, figure out if it's genuinely good value, and pinpoint the key details you'd need if you're interested.
Yeah, cut through the noise a bit.
Right. Get you
Yeah.
the essentials without you feeling overwhelmed.
Absolutely. So the big headline, really, is that getting a yearly subscription to Lenny's newsletter now unlocks a free year of, well, not just one or two things, but 10 other pro plans.
10.
Yeah.
10.
It's kind of wild, that.
A lot. And what's interesting is the mix of tools they've picked. They're highlighting 5 as the, quote, hottest AI tools.
Okay, which ones?
Bolt, Cursor. And worth noting, Cursor is apparently already sold out.
Well, okay. That says something.
It does. Then there's Lovable, Replit, and VO. So a real AI focus there.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just AI, right? There are other sort of more established tools, too.
Exactly. Beyond those cutting-edge AI ones, you also get a year of several other really well-regarded products. They call them beloved,
Yeah.
like Linear, Notion, Perplexity Pro, Superhuman, and Granola. So it's a pretty broad mix.
It really is productivity, AI, collaboration.
Yeah.
It kind of covers a lot of bases.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to appeal to, well, a wide range of people. Maybe developers, maybe product folks, maybe teams using Notion.
And the value they're claiming is, well, it's big.
Huge. They're putting it out there as $15,000 plus value for the price of a yearly newsletter subscription.
$15,000, that's bold.
It is.
Yeah.
And their argument, which, kind of makes sense on the surface, is that if even just one of these tools really works for you, like changes your workflow, the value you get could easily cover the cost of the newsletter itself.
Right, okay. That's the logic.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, the newsletter itself has value, doesn't it?
Right.
This bundle is like an extra layer on top.
Precisely. A paid subscription already gets you full access to all the posts, new ones, and the archives. I think they said 5 years worth.
Yeah, something like that.
Plus, you get into the Slack community, local meetups. So yeah, this bundle is definitely an additional potential benefit.
Okay, so let's get into the really crucial stuff for listeners. The fine print, the specifics, because there are always conditions, right?
Always. And this is super important. First off, eligibility. To get the free year of a specific tool in the bundle, you have to be a new paying customer of that tool.
Ah, okay. So if I'm already paying for, say, Superhuman, I don't get another free year of Superhuman through this.
Exactly. You wouldn't qualify for the Superhuman part of the bundle. But, and this is also key, if you're already a Lenny's newsletter subscriber, well, whether you're monthly and you upgrade to annual or you're already annual, you do qualify for the bundle overall. You just won't get the free year for any tools you already pay for.
Gotcha. That's a really important distinction. So existing newsletter folks aren't left out. What else?
The subscription type. You absolutely must have an annual subscription to Lenny's newsletter.
Right. No monthly deals here.
Nope. Monthly subs don't qualify. So if you pay month to month, you'd need to switch to annual to grab this offer.
Makes sense. Okay, and timing. When do these free years actually start? Is it the moment I sign up for the annual newsletter?
Good question. No, it's not tied to the newsletter sign-up date. The free year for each tool starts when you activate it with the unique code they give you.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Gives you some control.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to, start the clock on all 10 tools on day one. You can stagger them if you want.
Okay. Now, what if someone signs up, gets all these codes, and then, I don't know, decides the newsletter isn't for them after a month and asks for a refund?
Right, the refund scenario. This is a big one. If you request an early refund or you do a chargeback on your annual newsletter subscription,
Yeah.
all your bundle codes get deactivated instantly. Doesn't matter if you've used them or not.
Whoa, okay. So they shut it all down.
Yep. It's clearly designed to stop people just signing up for the codes and then bailing on the newsletter.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Prevents gaming the system.
Yeah.
Are there limits? Like, is this offer going away soon?
They do mention it might end, and specific products could potentially be removed if codes run out, like we saw with Cursor.
Right, okay.
But they also say that once you get your codes as a paid annual subscriber, those codes should continue to work for the foreseeable future.
So get in while the offer's live. Get
Yeah.
your codes, and you should be okay to activate them later.
That seems to be the idea. The offer might end, but your received codes should still be good.
Okay, cool. So how do people actually get these codes? What does the process look like?
Seems pretty simple, actually. Once you're a paid yearly subscriber, you get a link. Click the link, get your codes.
And that's for everyone. New subscribers, people upgrading from monthly.
Yep. New yearly subs, monthly folks upgrading to yearly, and even existing annual subscribers, everyone just clicks the same link apparently. One central place.
Nice and easy. Okay, let's get specific now. What exactly are you getting with each tool, and what are these stated values? This is where that $15,000 number comes from, right?
Right. Let's break it down. For Bolt, it's their Pro plan, valued at $240 a year.
Okay.
Cursor, the one that sold out, was also the Pro plan, also listed at $240. Lovable gives you their starter plan, again, $240 value.
Sting a pattern.
Kinda. Replit is different. That's their core plan, and it's valued a bit higher at $360 a year.
Okay.
And V0 offers their premium plan back to the $240 value. So those are the 5 AI-focused ones. You can see a definite lean towards maybe developers or people building things with AI.
Yeah, that makes sense for Lenny's audience, too. What about the other 5, the beloved ones? Right. So Granola, this is a big one, value-wise. It's their business plan, covering up to 100 seats. They list this at over $10,000 annually.
Wow, okay, 100 seats. That's a lot.
That's where a huge chunk of the claimed value comes from. Then there's Notion, their Plus plan, plus unlimited AI features for up to 10 people. Stated value, $2,000 plus lien.
Another team plan. So Notion and Granola are pushing that total value way up.
Way up. Then you have Linear, their business plan, but for just 2 seats, valued at $336. Superhuman, their starter plan, $300 value. And finally, Perplexity, the Pro plan, $240 value.
Got it. So yeah, those Granola and Notion team plans are really inflating that $15K figure. That's definitely something for listeners to think about. Like, would you actually use 100 seats of Granola?
Absolutely crucial point. The $15 is the potential maximum value if you used everything to its fullest, especially those team seats. Your actual personal value might be very different depending on your needs and team size.
Yeah, you got to look at what you would genuinely use day to day.
Exactly. Which tools solve a problem you actually have.
Right. Now, you mentioned the source material. I saw there was a comment in the newsletter about the codes themselves, something about expiring or sharing them.
Yeah, good catch. Someone named Horatio III asked a couple of specific questions. Like, do the codes expire even if you don't activate them? Or does the 1-year clock only start ticking when you activate?
Important questions.
And also, is there a deadline to redeem the codes? And could you, like, give away or trade codes for tools you don't need?
And did Lenny answer that?
Not in the source material we looked at. There wasn't a public reply to that comment there.
Yeah.
So those specifics about code expiration timing and transferability, they're still a bit unclear based just on the announcement.
Okay, so that's maybe something potential users might need to ask support about if it's a big concern for them.
Could be. It definitely highlights an area not explicitly covered.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. The takeaway seems to be getting an annual Lenny's newsletter sub right now comes with this potentially very valuable bundle of 10 tool subscriptions, especially if you happen to be a new user for many of those specific tools.
That sums it up well. The potential value is there, on paper at least. But it really hinges on, first, meeting those eligibility rules. The new customer rule for each tool is key.
Right.
And committing to the annual newsletter plan. Plus, remembering how activation works and the whole refund deactivates codes thing.
Definitely critical details. So for you listening, maybe the big question to mull over is, looking at this list, Bolt, Replit, Notion, Superhuman, all of them, which ones could actually realistically make a difference in how you work or what you're building?
Yeah.
And if there are a few gems in there for you, does that make exploring the annual newsletter subscription worthwhile? It feels like there's a real chance here to discover a tool that gives you one of those aha moments, you know?
Absolutely. It encourages exploration, which is cool. We'd suggest, maybe taking a quick look at each tool's website, see what problems they solve. Do they line up with your needs?
Good advice. Hopefully this deep dive gives everyone a much clearer picture of what this offer actually entails.
Yeah, hopefully it helps you decide if it's the right fit for you.